Says we're live and we'll be, I got it.
Sorry, I had to do some weird like hee face while
All right. Well, welcome to Talk About Paint Club, your tri-monthly tangent from the world around. And I'm your host, Rick Strohmeyer, and I'm wearing a Safe for Work t-shirt.
and I am Mad Hattress and technically me too.
All right, let me quickly.
And someone today asked me how old I was because
How old are you?
I'm wearing pigtails.
You're
I think they
wearing
thought
what?
I had a hoodie on, and I think they thought like my mom was like where's your mother?
Oh God. Well, all right. That sounds
So hey Rick,
so-
do you remember the 21st night of September? Do you remember?
It's Happy Birthday, Stephen King. Yeah. Happy birthday, Stephen King.
We have had 2 episodes where like this obviously wasn't timed like that because we moved this, but we have 2 episodes where I was able to sing a random song about the show, like the date for our show. Well, at least it's not like singing about, your dad dying. Papa was a rose. Like that's.
No, we now have a new marker for the day my dad died.
Oh God.
No, my dad died. My dad and grandpa died on August 8th, 5 years apart. And and now I don't want. Now I'm just going to call it Happy Raid Day.
That's literally my cat's birthday. That's Pebble's birthday.
Well, there you go. That's more period than losing both those guys.
That's what I did with my friend's daughter, because she was born when my grandma died, and I was like, totally just like it made it a better day.
Right. So, all right. Quick housekeeping. We're live. We were unable to do anything this past weekend thanks to illness, technical difficulties, weather, and schedule. It was all just like a shitstorm of inability and making it up today. We are dead this weekend because this is a third show for the month. Dead next week, and then we will be back on October 1st. October 1st. And yeah, so thanks for joining us on this Wednesday, hump day. And yeah, we're going to do most of the regular format of going with tangents galore and other scheduled things. But near the end, we're going to discuss some format changes that have been suggested and pros and cons of that, and see how the show may evolve in the next month or so. October is also our hooray anniversary month. So year 3 of Talk About Paint Club. So this is pretty exciting. Just in time to be able to talk about it a little next time, and then of course we'll be at DCon in 6-7 weeks, which is kind of terrifying in terms of how much shit has to get done between now and then. So thanks for joining us on this break, Nicole. Thanks for being able to rearrange your schedule and stuff so that we could have a chit chat tonight.
I just realized that we have New York Comic-Con and we have New York Comic-Con in 2 weeks.
Yep, gotta ship stuff out for Friday. I gotta ship stuff out Friday, maybe Monday. Yeah, my other NYCC piece is right there that I'm going to be happy to share in just a few minutes. So yeah, big question of the night is, what are you drinking, Chuleta?
I'm just drinking iced tea.
Iced tea.
I'm boring.
That's all right. I'm not
That's
painting
okay.
anymore tonight. And so it's been a crazy week and all day. I thought it was Tuesday. So we're going to have a sipping beer. At least that's what Odell claims it. So I haven't had I can't remember last time I had a beer. So we're having a sour by Odell Brewery, Sipping Pretty,
Ooh.
and it's got a lot of flavors to it. It's a sour, and it has, let's see, where are my old eyes? Acai, guava, elderberry,
Acai. Hi,
acai.
Dylan.
Hello, and yeah, so I had a goofy sipping beer, which I was happy to share a few weeks ago, and oddly,
Acai.
I can't say that right now. That makes me awful. Thank you. And yeah, so
You're welcome.
yeah, I appreciate it. Like
It made me look like a bitch.
my poor tongue is apparently very tired. Been a long ass day, and an interesting way to hit the middle of the month, the week, by doing this. So please bear with. All right, as we stumble around. All right, so
Rick's drunk. It's fine.
I haven't touched it yet. I just opened it. Like, no, it was such a rough day, and like it's not exactly a rough day.
You're
but it's
back
like-
in school, so I get it.
Yeah, back at work with in the sped department, and like today I like let the dogs out, and then like we still had a couple chairs set outside. I'm like, fuck it, shoes off, socks off, button chair, feet up. I'm like watching the dogs goof around for a few minutes. Like, wow, this is nice. I should have a beer. No, let's paint. Then we'll have a beer with everybody else. So let's see how it goes. And if Alicia's watching, well, I'm not going to be able to pick you up.
Call an Uber, honey. I'm sorry. Alicia, I love you very much. I always do. And Rick probably doesn't tell you how much I love you, so it's fine.
So, all right. So we're making this. We're doing this. Nicole's color of the month on the notes. So we have the color of the month, which is
Which we are not talking about tonight.
it is what, techno blue.
Yeah.
I have my own ideas of what to do with it. I just haven't done anything with it yet. But I got 10 days. Something cool will get done.
Something cool.
Something cool will get done. I have an idea. I'm probably going to be like a metallic version of it.
Ooh.
So like in my mad desire to use up a bunch of paints that just like have been hanging out, I know I have some metallics that I will probably cobble together to make something really cool. So big question. The next big question of the night is what have you done lately, Nicole?
Well, so my techno, I'll be ready to show it probably when we come back, because I'll be doing some, oh God help us all, some decon showings of things. God, the taste in my mouth of having to say that because it's so soon.
Crazy.
I'll be doing teasers. Oh God. So because it's a techno blue color, so it works out. But let's see. Of course, I just dropped a piece of it. That's not helpful. But what have I been doing lately? Well, I have a lot of stuff to show, and that's never something that happens, right?
Yeah, you're probably gonna have more than I.
I have like three. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 things. So I'm doing like Halloween versions of my bullet, but like in different, they're gonna be like blind boxed.
Okay.
And I was like I'm just fucking around with like different methods of stuff. And the first one came out super cool and like the exactly how I wanted it.
Nice.
So it's like the black like started just sitting like, and I was hoping it would sit, so I shot it in there really fast with the injection instead of like slowly.
Mhm.
And it actually like, hopefully probably like shows up on here, like it glows in the dark a little bit in the black. So I started making those and I love them. And then like a little teaser for my my madcap, since I was showing how I did the doorway last week. The entrance of there's gonna be more stuff. Like there's a whole bunch of shit that I sculpted and I just need to like glue it all on there. And it turns on. So like when it's inside and you open the door, you'll be able to turn on and see through. Well, that's the wrong way. Here, now you can, it'll be like that. Like that's the pathway to the back of it. And I've been like, this has been super fun to work on. I love it. And my Martian if my Martian toy was next to my Tenacious toy, it would be like you would think that it's part of the same show because of like how I'm like running my Alice theme, and I'm super excited about that.
Yeah.
And then last night I was on 228 Tuesday with Bean Largent and Playful Gorilla.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. And I was on with this really cool fucking graffiti artist and street artist named Tarbox. He is so talented, and like if you don't like, if I haven't really talked about it like in full, but like so they take these the labels that are for like the shipping labels and stuff like that, and they spin a wheel and people submit topics, and like it pulls it up on like the sheet or the doc or whatever, and that's the topic, and you draw like your character if you have one, or you draw like in your style or whatever the topic, and you have 40 minutes. It's timed and it's fast. And I had been practicing because me, I'm not much like of an illustrator, but the first one was zombie character. Like it was very hard to kind of describe. So a lot of us did like Playful did like his character was slime on it, like beans. Like so it was like connecting them. So I did Bully with Zombie Bully. So that was one of them. And then the next one was Rocky Horror, which is like one of my favorite movies, like of all time. And weirdly enough, today's the anniversary when I got like I think it was like the second pop I ever owned, and it was Columbia from Rocky Horror. So I did my bullet in the way of of Columbia's whole outfit. And then the next one was Nintendo characters. So I did Banjo and Kabuli instead of Kazooie. And then the last one was Venom. So I Venom on my bullet, and like it's super like nerve-wracking, but like you're talking the whole time, and it was so it was like 4 hours, and it was from 8 to like near like roughly like midnight, and it doesn't feel like it at all, and it's super fun to watch. And like when like you pay for these, so like if you submit the topic for this, like you get 4 unique pieces of art for $40. Nice. And it's fucking awesome because I have ones that are Alice, and ones that have like the evil eye on it, because I've submitted like 2 topics before, and I frame that shit. That's fucking cool. and they're different artists. Like it's you always have Bean and Alex, but I have Red Guardian, I have Barely Available, I have 2 artists from like a few weeks ago that I've never heard of, and it's just super fucking cool. And Tarbox, like he was like going through it like in 20 minutes, like fuck the 40 minutes where he's sitting there for like 10 minutes. Like,
you ever watch Surge draw? Holy shit, that dude goes fast. I thought I hashed out an idea quick. That dude makes me look like I'm standing still.
I feel like I know Bean and I were talking about it, like, oh, they should like about doing like an episode where it's all just fast round, where it's like people who did it like in like underneath, like well underneath the time.
Sure. Oh, they should do a beat the clock.
Ooh. Well, they if there's enough time at the end, like if there wasn't any like, oh, let's add some time to the end to draw or whatever. She she'll like see if we have time for a speed round, which is 20 minutes and it's like a faster one. But I thought it'd be cool to like use my stamp for once. So
There you go.
I stamped the
Perfect.
back of all of mine.
How big
It was
is your
it's fun.
How big's the
Do I
stamp?
have it?
That's the one you got it
It's-
on Etsy, right?
Yeah, it's like maybe an inch and a half,
Okay.
not even like an inch,
I don't know.
and like it's a small round one.
I don't know.
I kind of like using it like that because I feel like I'm doing like denied. Late mass, but that's what I've been doing lately. Besides working on all those customs, and now that you said decons in a few weeks, I think
I
my
put
heart
in my
had
time.
I think my heart had a palpitation, so
I have to put in my time off. I haven't done that.
my eye twitched a little bit.
Because like my thought is that because the district is giving us a day off, like Thursday or Friday before decon, I'm like, cool. That means I'm not going to lose money. I'll take an extra. I can space it out better and then not have to stress out about zipping on down there. So I'm like, okay, this is
Yeah.
cool. And I think I'm gonna still go for one unpaid day off, but it's better than two. So- all right, so let's see.
Oh, since you're driving, I'll talk to you about it off camera.
That's all right. Cool. All right, so I really need to just put some Halloween shit up, but I'm
Hi, Robin.
so
Sorry, I
I
didn't see
worked
that.
that's all right. I worked a little bit on this dude, not much to really like. Yeah, so like, yeah, I got this dude from
He's so
last
cool.
is thank you. Yeah, so I got this from Last Resort Toys at 5 points, and this comes off. This is magnetized, but I don't want. I'm only painting one face because it has a jack-o'-lantern face too, and it also has an alternate set of hands that holds weapons and stuff or farm implements. I'm like, no, I'm just going to do these hands and go and be done with it. But yeah, I was painting this like I did one of the pumpkins by George Sokusodis, and because I really like the color scheme I did for that pumpkin. I'm like, well, we're just going to make it bigger, and it's almost virtually the Zorn palette.
Our Zorn palette. How
I love the Zorn palette. I love it just because it's like, oh, I need 4 colors. But I ended up using some green in it too, so almost, but it's still just, for me, it's an incredibly limited palette because it's like 6 colors. But I really dig how it's coming out. It's like, I just need to turn it up to 11 before I go any further. And, yeah. So then we got.
Now, why don't you want to give the options of hands? I think I know the
Okay,
reason, but
so-
I like
so-
sharing it.
Oh, well, thank you. All right. Yeah. For those who haven't seen or heard my lazy ass reasons beforehand. So
Guys, just so you know, it's not lazy ass reason.
this one is because the face is because I just don't want to try and color match twice. Well,
that's reasonable, but normally, what's the reason?
Normally it is because I just don't want all that interchangeability and to reduce the risk of rule number 2, don't scratch it. So yeah.
It's like, I know, but I like to remind everyone.
Right. So yeah, so I just don't want so like, but when I sell stuff, it's pretty much like what you see is what you get, not like, oh well, it comes with this, blah blah blah. Yes, it does, but we're buying a custom one that has It is customized for a particular reason or with a particular reason, and the preservation of it. And sometimes, like with the next one I'm going to share, like sometimes I just paint it with a Goldilocks pose, and I don't want any like, and adding weapons or whatever back into it just screws with the idea of. So if you've followed me on Instagram, thank you. But I have shared 2 images of this guy. Boom, boom. I know, doing it on purpose. So here's my dragon, the Dekai 76. How do I want to say this? All right. So the small platform is called the Dragon 76. Dekai in Japanese is big or huge or gigantic. And this thing freaking is. If you can see, my hands don't cover go up to the waist. And I do not have small hands. They're not like bratwurst growing out of tree stumps, but they are, I wear an extra large glove. And yeah, so this dude
brag about it.
What? That my are you kidding? We're gonna do something cool with your little tiny hands, I promise. So,
And everyone always is like, can you reach in that small area?
Here, you have little hands. Try reaching into the garbage disposal for me. So anyway, it's a Simpsons thing. So yeah, so I modeled this loosely off on my color scheme, and pattern is loosely based off of the Transformer Jetfire, one of my favorite characters from the Transformer series, which is funny. Well, so the toy in the 80s, which I absolutely fell in love with, was based off another toy because Hasbro, I hope it was Hasbro, the manufacturers had licensing from another toy, and they just decided to do that, put the colorway of that Transformer on this other toy, and I freaking loved it. So throwback to that, because the Robotech toy had the skull and crossbones on the cockpit, I included to that. I'm just like, ooh, let's throw it, wave it around. And yeah, so it is I'm not showing it tonight, but it is blacklight reactive as hell, all throughout all the blue-green pieces and the red-violet, or the red. And this is probably the best neon red I've ever used. And yeah, I love this guy.
I love him.
Thank you. And this is its Goldilocks pose. Instead of just standing straight, looking forward, the feet are angled at a side in a kind of classical pose, with the head looking off to the side, the can looking off to the side. Look at that can. No, it's more like this. So I really dig it. These things are,
as you say that, I just look up and I see that there's a hook on my ceiling, and I was like, what the fuck was that? I never even noticed that.
Cool platform. Lots of detail. They re-engineered this a bit from the 6-inch version.
Can you bring the face, like the head of it, closer for me?
Sure.
Like so I could see his map.
Bring the camera.
Oh my god.
Damn it, I am not. I'm doing
no,
this
don't
backwards.
don't let things be shown that you can't. Oh
right,
my god. Fuck
worry,
me, man. Look at that.
So,
Jesus.
So yeah, this was really fun.
We're gonna get demonetized because of me. Sorry.
No. No. So really cool. Martian Toys ended up re-engineering this a little from, they didn't just scale it up from a 6-inch to a 16-inch. They ended up doing some redesigns on it, which are totally appreciated and totally cool. Like the head has a different socket to it. The shoes are done differently. The shoes on the 6-inch are a little more, they're more like Vans on the 6-inch, and I don't know what these are, but I like how square and blocky they are. The arms got a little extra difference. The hands got redone a little. It only came with the can instead of the rollers and the cans and stuff, but it's really nice. This piece ended up being a little different too. I don't know what to call this, but yeah, I like it a lot. Normally I do something for the back, but I didn't do anything there because I was like, this is what brings it this is it right here. So yeah, I ended up doing some color choices to make it a little, the shoes are darker color to make everything else lift, and then it lifts, then it stops to make be darker, and then lifts again. And I really like it. It just, the eyes got the lens flare effect. These are a little ported and illuminated. Yeah.
So my headphones stopped working again.
Oh.
Of course. Of course.
So you have to go watch the video to see what I just said. All right. So that's that. Except Nicole, question for you. Yo. Thanks, Jason. Hey, Jason. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. All right. Now we're in technical difficulties. We're at welcome to Shadow Puppet Theater. Nicole is now performing on the white wall. Cool.
As I drop everything.
We good?
Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What's the end of the month without a technical difficulty, Nicole? That's all right. Whatever.
You can still hear me, right? Yeah.
Can you touch your nose?
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
So fun.
You good?
This happened earlier, guys. Don't mind us.
Yeah. Don't worry, all. All right. So while we wait for Nicole, let's see. Then what do we got? Right. Do. This is the technical delay song. We don't sing here. I think we just lost Nicole for a second. Sorry, y'all. We're just gonna be like, freeze. Hey, welcome back, Slugger. No. Mhm. Are we all right? I can hear you clicking. I can hear you tapping though. I can hear you. I'll get demonetized because I'm singing. Why don't we do this? All right, so while we do this, here's what we'll do. All right, so while Nicole figures this out, what we'll do is I will get a, I cannot hear you. All right, let's see. There we go. Let's go with the, oops. Well, it's kind of embarrassing, but you know, shit happens. Let's see, screen share, we'll do this, boom, boom, boom. There we go. There's the blacklight version of my Decai 76. It is my favorite. That red, neon red is my favorite now. It is, yeah, it's vibrant as hell. I really dig it. The blue is probably the manufacturer of these paints are pretty good. They have a more opacity than most neon colors that I utilize, and it shows because like there's texture, there's not texture, there's a pattern underneath the red that it covered up a lot of, but I'm kind of okay with I'm mostly okay with the way it covered it up, just because that looks cool as hell. It is bright and it stands out, and I love it. The blue also really vibrant. The purple, not so much, because that purple should have been in these corners of these trapezoids here and here, and it didn't show. Not very well, but the transition of the blue to fade is really nice. I thoroughly enjoy it. And then we have the blue green, combination of greens, blue green, with value changes here, or hue changes here and here. I thoroughly enjoy the way that came out. Yeah, just it pops and has a nice movement throughout. It is the way it works, the way this was intended is to have movement throughout from up to down, with the red going being spaced out and just move up, and same thing with the blue green to go from the can all the way up to the head. And the blue on the body, just a nice little spot. The can is, there's no neon except for the blue green on the can and the nozzle, but the white manages to be picked up on the UV, and I'm very pleased the way it came out. There's some Easter eggs on it that you have to look at the piece in order to see, and I just didn't want to share pictures. I didn't want to share pictures, but yeah. So there's the piece. I'll talk about that, and we'll check in with Nicole in just a minute. And now time for traffic. Hello, Nicole. No. Huh? So now. Oh dear. Dang, dude. All right, one quick. Why is that not working? Oh no. Oh, because Nicole left the meeting. Nicole, unmute yourself. Ah. Well, in our 2 years of doing this show, we've never had an experience like this. So if I were to edit this like the Marchand Toy Hour did, nobody would experience this, but the joys of being live. That's all right. Yeah. Nicole, I can hear you clicking.
Nothing.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh,
I know you can hear me. I just can't get this to turn.
oh. All right.
Like turn on.
Poor Nicole. Oh yeah, no, like
Okay.
this
There we
is,
go. Okay.
hey, all right, cool.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, humans. If if nothing could ever go right, it's
That's all
with
right.
me trying to figure out Bluetooth in this computer.
That's right. That's the hazards of going live. It's all right. All
It's
right.
it's the hazards of Nicole owning a computer and not just like
It's all right. Give us something else to talk about. But I have a very important question for you right now.
okay.
Do you have a minute to talk about the Lord? I mean, man thing.
So it's funny that you just said that because I found this like website where it was like a list of like tombstones that were like that had like funny things written on them and um it said like here lies an atheist all dressed up with nowhere to go.
Where to go? Yeah,
And
that's
I was like, yeah. like some of them were just really like sassy. Like one said like whatever, never killed a man that didn't need killing or that didn't deserve killing. I was like, well, that's fair. I guess.
all right. So
Let's talk about the Lord man thing.
let's talk. You have a minute to talk about man thing. So let's see what we got in 17 days, 17-ish. Man thing will make his no spoiler because it's in the trailer for Werewolf by Night. A man thing will make his Marvel Cinematic Universe debut in Werewolf by Night. If you don't count Thor Ragnarok, if you do, cool. And we get a reappearance of Man Thing. So yeah, I got my Man Thing moment rocking on right now. So I ended up swinging the contrast pendulum the other way and ended up just darkening the hell out of it. This is why I don't like showing works in progress pictures because what we start out with is not where I end.
Yeah, but that's the good part of it too.
Yeah, but there have been some times where I've had people be like, oh, like let's say I had it red and it garners like 100 likes on Instagram, which 100 might be high. But then like once I finish it and it ends up blue and somebody will be like, hey, where's the red one you were working on? I'm like, this is the red one. So it went from being primed to dark brown to being like grayed out to being orange to now being more neutralized, to be beefed up again with more colors. So I ended up knocking down a lot of the colors to add an intense amount of light because the original idea has always been to like make it look like it's in a lit environment even though it's not lit. And so like I ended up toning it down with a lot of values all over the place. The bat like this is not where it's ending. Again, like I will probably be repainting the mushrooms to just make it fit better. And with it, the head has pretty much not been altered. It has been had some contrast added, but it's very much like everything else is dark around it to make sure that head pops. Like this is the money.
Oh, he does. Right? He does.
This is the money maker right here. And everything else, I mean, it's a Groman toy, so it's got way more detail than anybody would humanly imagine what any human would imagine putting into a toy. And that's what makes Groman Toys so dang awesome. And so, yeah, it's got a Goldilocks pose. Like it's ready to sway with this arm being darker than this one because this one's closer to the camera. And so, yeah, it's intentionally been thrown darker so that I can build it up and then create the lighting effect. So like even the snake has been toned down, even though it's still white, or white-ish. But yeah, like this is where we've gone with it so far. And so my personal deadline is to have this done before, of course, before Decon. But I'm like, oh, now that I saw the trailer for Werewolf by Night, I'm like, we're getting this freaking thing done before that. And that's pretty much the plan. And I'd say I'm
so
about
fucking amazing.
I'd say I'm at about the 50% phase now. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Like it's the way it's going, and I like how it's going. Like I'm pretty certain that Groman intended for like all these parts to be roots and stuff, and I'm gonna go with a veiny approach to it. But yeah, like this is not poor lighting because this is darker than this part. It's very much painted to be darker here and lighter on this side. But of course with the head sticking out more, because if you can see, like, shit, there we go. This head sticks out more, a little farther than the hand. So this side will be brighter than this side over here. And the only downside to that is like Groman included the syringe that in the Story of Man thing, like that's how he got part of it. That's how he became this creature. And I'm like, well, that's gonna get that's gonna kind of get lost, but it'll still be there. So yeah, super pleased with it's coming along. It's just, yeah, like it's the first one, it's the first of that platform I've done. So you make changes as while you focus into exactly what I want. And yeah,
I love him.
Thank you. So yeah,
I love what you're doing with him. I mean, I say that all the time about everything you do, but I literally like actually love it, like love everything about him, about like how you do your pickups and everything is just fucking crazy.
Thank you. So yeah, we're gonna the hope is to also have like not have it at Decon for up for grabs. And also have a few smaller things, not necessarily Man Thing, of course, but smaller things that are also kind of painted in the same fashion of having like a concentrated light one way, an ambient light elsewhere, and just make it look like it came from its own environment. And it's yeah, I love that type of effect. So we're just gonna roll with it for Decon. Along with some pieces done for the summer. And yeah, that should be cool. Like this whole summer was pretty much like, let's make stuff for Decon and be lazy and not put it on my store.
Hey, fuck it.
So yeah, it was pretty fun. Let's see, it is 6:30. All right, I'm just looking at the time to make sure I don't just like. All right, so we have. So while you've been making way more stuff than I have this past 10 days, what have you been listening to while you've been making all your cool stuff?
And while I slowly like die from being tired. Oh my god, what the fuck was the show that the devil in Ohio? That's on
Serial
Netflix.
killer thing?
No, but you'd think so because the Jeffrey Dahmer story that I'm about to watch on Netflix is next. No, it's about like a cult, and it's really, yeah, it's really good. It's really good about a religious cult, mind you, and it's fantastic. And it has, what's her name, the chick from Bones, Emily
Duchanel.
Duchanel, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you. Zoe sisters. Yeah. There you go. And
I had to think of the Weird Al song for that.
I was trying to sing it in my head and I couldn't get to that part. Oh my god. Again, Air 5. That was on, and then I've been watching football.
Oh, well?
Oh yeah, we've been watching football.
Okay.
And what else has been my background sound? Because I've been listening to a lot of stuff besides that 70 show as like my like noise thing in the background. I kind of think I've just been like listening to just like what's random, like what's on and what's suggested afterwards, like all like Netflix put out all this new stuff and I'm like cool, and now I probably have to rewatch it in order to remember it, but cool. It's always a background sound, and then I'm like, if someone says like, oh, did you watch it? I'm like, sort of, not really, I heard it. Game of Thrones, obviously. I've been catching up on that one. I will not do any spoilers.
Thank you.
I have to watch She-Hulk tomorrow.
Dude, yes. I don't know. I don't think this is a spoiler. Last week, a dumpster fire made it into the show. The toy dumpster fire was
Did
on.
it?
Yeah, it made it into the show.
No shit.
No shit, because the designer of that apparently does like a lot of other cute, kitschy,
Yeah.
licensed stuff. His wife's the director.
Oh,
So,
Truck's wife's the director?
yeah. So he did all the extra merch that was in the show. He did all that. So it's like, yeah, kind of meta, isn't it? Cyberpunk was really cool. The cartoon or the movie? And the Cyberpunk and on Netflix, right? Like, I have Netflix for another month, and then I'm getting rid of it again. So
There, I got a new phone, and I'm still trying to figure out like how to fucking work that thing, let alone like new apps and stuff.
yeah, dude. Like, so I've turned off I've turned off the news while I'm painting because I realize the news slows me down. So yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm still following the news a lot, but just not while I'm painting. And just listening to some live shows that, some go-tos of the live shows of Judy Garland, Harry Belafonte, Lita Ford, the classics. And it's I can't compel myself to listen to any Metallica live shows. I don't know why. Like, it's pretty much like I have a timeline in Metallica where I just don't want to listen to anything else of theirs, which is kind of sad. And then like I sometime this month, Megadeth's new album came out, and I'm like, I listened to it twice. And I think that's enough, which is unfortunate. Like, yeah. It's not one of their it's not their worst album. I'm like, yeah. With everything going on, you should have had better material.
Hey.
But if it ever pops up in my feed, I'm not gonna say no. I won't listen to you. Yeah. Let's see. So we have. So I opened.
He said animated on Netflix.
Animated on Netflix. I will try and give it a watch. Bear with me that if I don't see it, sorry. I have it'll be an ad hoc to everything else going on. Like I won't get to watch Andor till tomorrow. I've already said on my Facebook that I don't want no spoilers. Like my brother, of course, put a spoiler on my feed. So
Oh, that's what you meant by no spoiler.
yes. I mean, those
Can
who
I-
don't know, right? Like, no
Can I tell
spoilers.
you, I had no idea that it came out today, so now I know what I'm watching after that.
Yeah, like I'm waiting for Alicia. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're gonna be working. That's fine. We won't. I'll wait till tomorrow for you. I'm like, we're gonna watch it tomorrow though. Like, I'm still waiting 2 weeks for Love and Thunder. But I'm like, I'm not waiting 2 weeks for Andor.
Have you seen Love and Thunder?
No, because I'm waiting for Alicia. So yeah.
It's cute. It's not as bad as everyone says, but it's not the greatest either.
Right. Well, that's fine. I mean, it's the fourth in the Thor series. I'm very grateful that they didn't stop at 3 because that seems to be the number with the individual character ones. So
Right, yeah.
So like cool, if they're gonna have Chris Hemsworth do it till he dies, great. Like he's a great Thor. Taika Waititi's a fine actor. He's an all right actor, but he's a fine director and he's a pretty good writer. So yeah, I'll cast judgment on it probably this weekend, and we'll talk about it in about 10 days.
All I will spoil. It's not even
Excuse me.
spoiler. All I will say about it is a love song to Guns N' Roses.
You ruined it. No.
If the trailer didn't tell you that shit.
You did not. This is like I don't know. Ever since like the end of the season, ever since episode 16 of The Mandalorian, I've just decided I don't want spoilers. Like
Dylan, when did you do that? You know what? Don't tell me because I'll get mad now.
yeah, I just I'm like, because I used to love looking for everything. So I'm like, cool, I want us to be able to see this. Let's say Beta Ray Bill shows up into a Marvel movie. I'd be like chasing down every Beta Ray Bill thing to be able to find out like what's going on, where is he going to be, and ever since
this is not a spoiler.
Oh, and
tell him you're watching it.
Ever since we saw Luke Skywalker come back, I'm like, I was in a hotel in Kansas watching that, and I lost my shit. Like, I was like, okay, totally worth not looking for. I was just like, okay, that's badass. I'm gonna be 8 years old again and get surprised for everything. Cool. I'm not gonna go hunting for spoilers. So like, it's kind of refreshing. Like, I don't want to preach the idea of like, you too should go spoiler free. Like, yeah, it is kind of neat. I've been pleasantly surprised with Doctor Strange too.
I like Doctor Strange too.
I loved it. I've enjoyed every Doctor Strange thing, like his Cumberbatch's involvement in the Marvel universe. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna just see how long I can do this for. But then, of course,
if you ever get a chance, you should watch him and Tom Holland's their banters on YouTube. It's fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. What was the oh shit, I lost my train of thought. Oh, guess it wasn't very important. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this until I ended up unfriending about a dozen people because of Loki. Like I was very much like, I want to experience this for myself. Like if I see this in my newsfeed, I'm either gonna hide your newsfeed or I'm gonna unfriend you. And so like,
what drives me crazy about Game of Thrones? People the next day are like incest, and I'm like, well, first of all, that's like the premise of half of the goddamn book. So good luck with the rest of the series. but like like the timing or whatever, like the next day, and I don't watch it the day of, so it's really like it's frustrating as hell.
Yeah, so I just want to go an extra 36 hours without being leaked, and that's fine, like I guess my met, if I didn't find out within, if I see a spoiler a week afterwards, it's on me.
So Luke
So-
and Leia, just so you know, are his. I'm saying it, Dylan. Sorry, you brought it up. They are his brother's twins that are coming.
Oh, cute.
That's not their name, but earlier today when they did the gender reveal, or when he told me the gender reveal, because I guessed boy and girl, he had prepared sets of like twins of all like each kind of like pairing, like
Yeah, boy, girl,
yeah.
boy, girl.
So when he sent me Luke and Leia, I was like, I win, and because I knew what it was about or whatever. So it's funny that's I guess what we're referring to the babies as now. Luke and Leia.
There you go. That's hilarious.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm also I don't know if I'm allowed to mention it. That's why I said I'm mentioning it, because I'm pretty sure his brother doesn't know that I even know that he's having a baby.
And the Lord of the Rings, we have made sure that like we have been on the Rings of Power. We have like Alicia's a bigger Lord of the Rings fan than I, but I will go more of a deep dive into things because she does not like, as much as she loves the Lord of the Rings, she won't go as deep a dive into Tolkien's history because it's so damn dry. So I have read or listened to stuff that she has not, and so it's like we're watching the Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Well,
And
that's like in Game of Thrones. I'm the same. I'm like,
yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna answer about 5 questions because I opened up some some format changes or suggestions that have been brought to you and I, and I've called the last 5 or top 5, and I haven't called it. These are the 5 that I have. But
I have to just ask because of the comment. Connor watches
this show.
This show?
Yeah, why not? Thank you.
Or he watches.
He said
Game of Thrones. I'm assuming he means this show. But since when does your brother watch my podcast? That's where I'm more like, what? So like just to kind of make this not weird and everyone can understand this, Dylan's mom and my mom were friends growing up, and his uncle and my dad were friends. So we have his grandpa and my great uncle, you get it, it's the whole shebang. We're 3-generation Italian like family here. And I never met his brother in person because Dylan and I met later in life. And the first time I met him in person, like after he moved home from college, all that, I just go up to him and I was like, hey, I'm your other sister. And I give him a hug and he's like, that's nice. Like, kind of like, who the fuck is this random girl hugging me in my house? Because I walk in and his mom like just walks right past like everybody. She's like, Nicole. And I'm like, wow. That'll be interesting if Connor watches. Well, good. Then that means my 2 brothers that I never asked for.
Hey, last time I did a live stream on Instagram, my mom showed up. So there I am painting, swearing, and doing whatever. And I'm like, oh, hey, mom. And she's like,
That's cool that your mom has an Instagram though, because I never have to worry about that with my father. Is the things I say on Instagram, I'm like, yeah, it's a good thing that my dad doesn't have an Instagram.
Right on. Okay, so
questions.
5 things that that have been brought up for a potential shift in direction. And I'm gonna go with one of the ones that just calls out my behavior the most. Um, be less preachy. And I'm like, yeah, I I can do that. So you'll probably see a decrease, but not totally wiped out. But yeah, all right. It's like, oh, you should be less preachy. All right, cool. We'll put that as my behavior improvement plan and go from there. All right, you're right. And it's probably after too many beers. Um, and the only thing I didn't ask is, am I more preachy when I'm not endorsing the old booze? So one of the things I was asked to do was to give out business tips on because I am I am a business owner, and I believe you are too. And my answer is no. It's flat out no, mainly because I have no expertise in business. I'm just feeling my way around. So, like, I can give you advice on how to be a good person and make you more personable, or make sure you don't fuck yourself on business adventures. But really, I have no business plan. I just paint and make shit and hope people like it. So, if I can give you advice on,
I think maybe they mean more like how to like promote yourself, like, for show, like to get yourself into shows and stuff like
oh
that.
God, I don't know have that either. Like, this is a case that would be a case where it doesn't matter what you know, it's who you know. Um, like, really, that's like, if that would be the case. So then one of the other ones is the suggestion of moving to Twitch, or doing Twitch first and then uploading it to YouTube. And I would be open with that for with a couple of writers. One, I don't know how to do that. So
I'll have to figure
somebody
that out.
somebody wants to share with me a cool tutorial on YouTube on how to be doing streaming on Twitch besides just hitting the live button and doing it, because I know on Twitch you can do overlays and whatnot to have your graphics to have it a little more look a little more professional. Cool. Send me a video, because I have tried to look for it on YouTube. Apparently, my searching kung fu for this is terrible because I haven't found anything that actually helps me out. Because imagine this, I am a dinosaur with the digital age, and anything that would give me a very rudimentary step-by-step would be appreciated. My only other reservation about moving to Twitch is with YouTube, sometimes you get a commercial at the beginning. I've never watched a full episode after we record it, because I don't care for the sound of my own voice. Here's my Pink Club confessional. So I don't know if it actually does put commercials during the time of it being on YouTube, the timeline. But if it doesn't show one at the beginning, cool, you don't see any commercials. On Twitch, you will see a commercial at least at the beginning, if not later on. And I really do not.
I think it pauses. It's a certain amount of times unless you're subscribed.
So that would be my problem, is I do not want to subject anybody to commercials. Like, I'm not here to make money. I do this because I want to, and is why it's as incredibly low budget as it is. I think I've spent like $300 or $400 on various things to try and make this as presentable as I can, and things that I don't care for exactly, but will work. I've ended up sending it to Nicole to see if she wants to use it, but it's really like, I do this as low budget as possible, just because, like, you're here for the opinions, the opinionated opinions, and if production ever goes up, great, but I'm not here to make money on this. I didn't start either YouTube channel thinking I'm going to be a YouTuber.
It says streamers can disable pre-roll ads for incoming viewers by regularly running ad. I could look more into it.
Okay. Well, and even that information is way more than I knew before I started saying this. So, like, I have no idea how Twitch really works, but I know I've watched some painting people. I've watched toy designers on it. And, I always, when you see the commercials, it's like, cool, it's there. I really don't want to have to watch commercials unless I don't have to, like, it's like everything, every service I pay for to watch stuff is commercial free. And anything on YouTube I watch, of course, has commercials, and I was just like, it's the real boner killer for me. The old adage is, if it's free, you're probably the mark. And I just, yeah, I don't. Actually, one of the things I didn't, I wasn't going to bring up was somebody who's like, oh, you should sell your stuff on your show. Like, no, I do not want to turn this into the home shopping network. It's like, I'll give a plug for my Instagram at the end. If you want to go down that rabbit hole, follow my Instagram, then that's where you'll see like where I'm selling, where I have stuff available. Yes, I promote the shows that I'm participating in, but I feel that is like, even though it's an in-show commercial, it's also like my own personal promotion and my own pat on the back about like, yeah, I'm here. I almost never tell you how much my shit is at a show. So the next two are pretty much intertwined: live tutorials and live painting. We used to do some, we had this the segment of Technique of the Week, and it's not like it got sometimes we ran out of ideas. Sometimes it's like our preparation is not ready for that kind of show. Live painting, I'm very open to doing so. I would be happier to do it at the second half of the show, so that you don't, like, even though there's stuff that I want to talk about, I'll paint at I would be happy to like have like, let's say 20-40 minutes of being able to discuss whatever is topical, and then go to the painting time to just be able to be like, well, this is what we're working on. This is what I'm going to do, what Nicole will want to do, or special guest to do, etc. if special guest wants to paint along. But I have no problem wanting to do live painting. It's just like the intent was not to do so with this show, but
we can go live on Instagram, like how you and I did the painting a few months back.
Mhm.
And we can do Instagram live and then import it to YouTube, like how we
Oh, yeah?
like how
Well,
we did
that's dope, too.
Facebook. So
I didn't even know that.
we can figure that out this way. We can eliminate any kind of like forcible, like, forced ad revenue and all that nonsense,
Right.
So
Well, it's not even like,
we can look into it.
right. So like there are a few people that do, like, there's several people who do like, will paint live, and I do it too. And I never intended to be like, this show would be like straight up live painting, but I've been asked by enough people like, hey, we'd like to see you paint, and that's cool. I'll be happy to evolve the show for that. I'm so fucking tired. I probably sound like I'm taking offense to this. I'm not taking offense to this. I'm just like, so yeah, I love painting. So I would be happy to be able to add extra paint time in it. But it'll all be paintbrush, because if I do it with an airbrush, you're gonna hear the compressor go. Because I can't talk while I'm airbrushing because of wearing a respirator. It's just my own safety protocol for doing this. So yeah, I love the idea of doing live painting. I just want to keep second half of the show. That's cool.
Yeah.
God, I wish I could smile right now. Just like, God damn, I've changed where my camera is so I can actually look at the monitor and talk to the camera at the same time. It's only a little off. And I'm like, God damn, I am not smiling.
I always smile. That's my problem.
I should have a better talking face. I'm like, sorry guys, I woke up this morning feeling like feeling as tired as when I went to bed. I'm like, what happened in the last 8 hours? I had no idea. So yeah, that's where I think that's will probably be a shift in the, because I'm driving manual. That'll be the shift in the the show. Not immediately, but it should, yeah. And of course I do not feel like I'm lazy and I don't feel like editing, so it'll almost always be a live stream of whatever the show is, and I'm not gonna record a show, edit it, and then upload it.
Yeah.
You guys just get the whole raw hour and a half, 2 hours and whatnot. And no, I can't do a 4 hour show. And like I can do 4 hour painting sessions, but I can't broadcast and stuff and be like, oh, I'm gonna keep up this game show host facade for 4 fucking hours now.
That's not everybody's shtick.
Yeah, I can't be that extroverted. Like, it's funny because Alicia and I were talking about it last night about how introverted she is and how tired she gets because of having to go outside her shell. And I'm like, that's because you are the sole inhabitant of Introvert Island. And that's it. There's only one person in there. And in Island, because we're trendy, the I is spelled with the one because there's only one person on Introvert Island. All right, cool. And nobody else can be on Introvert Island.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, all right. Like sometimes
one business tip I can say, because it just random. I don't know why I just randomly thought of it. Get pirate ship.
Get pirate ship?
Yeah, an account with pirate ship. That shit will save you so much money on shipping. Oh my god.
Oh, we'll have to talk afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that's my technique.
There you go. I don't know. I'll just tell you, like, I use the postal system. My mailman is really awesome. The mail people at my local post office are really awesome people. I've been using, like, they know I'm a regular. They'll ask me where the stuff's going. They'll ask me what's in there. Because they take an interest. I've given them stickers, and Puka is screaming his head off downstairs. So we're going
Alicia's
to
home.
maybe. I kind of doubt it. But we're going to cut the show short because Puka says so. So Nicole, tell these beautiful people where they can find you.
On Instagram, the.madhatchers.
Okay. And I am Rick Stro on Instagram, RICSTROH. Yeah. And yeah, we are here for the good times.
The neighborhood cat's here again. Remember the last sorry.
Yeah.
he's just walking past the house like, what's up, guys?
So yeah, we're here for the good times, and we'll see you all on the 1st of October. Happy Halloween. Bye. Thanks, Nicole.